Good morning. Happy Sunday. It's the first Sunday of 2021, January 3rd. And thank you for your time. I'm going to remind you my necklace is by Jody Parker. You can find her on Facebook, Jody with an I. She custom made this for me. These are all actual crystals, including the spacers, and you get what you pay for, and her prices are extremely reasonable. She hardly makes any money really off of them. It's a work of love, and I love it. Okay, I am going to solve the mystery of relationships today. Okay, how many of you have been in a relationship and you say, I don't understand her. I don't understand him. What is she thinking? What is he thinking? Right? I'm going to solve that right now. And this is going to be a big subject. It'll probably go more than 10 minutes. I'll try to keep it concise, but it's really, really important because when you understand the other side and where they're coming from, it will help the two of you to work together better to resolve issues. And I'm going to say an overwhelming majority of issues that we have in relationships are because of this. So I'm going to lay this out for you. This is really special. That was given to me last night. And so I'm going to be reading a lot today as I was taking notes like a fiend. Okay. Today's session is called the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Energies. Okay. Now, regardless of what gender you identify with, we are all either feminine or masculine, okay? And during this talk, I'm going to refer to feminine first, okay? Ladies first. So when I mention we or whatever, I'm referring to feminine first, okay? So we all have both feminine and masculine traits in us. It's just that we have different percentages, if you will, of how feminine you are or how masculine you are. It's driven into us as little kids. You're a girl, you wear pink, you like dolls. You're a boy, you wear blue, you like trucks. Which, you know, that is what it is. But the thing is, when you were born, you came as a divine being already wired who you are. Where you fall in the mix of feminine and masculine. And the problem is we tend to judge people based on their appearance. Now, say you see a female who's a longshoreman and she's lifting all these heavy things and she's doing the forklift and she's doing all of that stuff. You might think to yourself, well, she's 10% feminine and 90% masculine. You know, that's like dude stuff. That's a judgment based on appearance. Or if you see a male who is a secretary, someone's assistant, you might say he's 90% female and 10% male. Okay, we are making judgments based on outer appearance when the truth is we all have a mix. We are all a mix of both, but to varying degrees. It's like autism. It's a spectrum. You know, some people you can't really tell. Some people are really obvious. Okay, the spread of divine feminine and divine masculine is on a spectrum of how feminine you are, of how masculine that you are. Okay? So one of the things that we do is, many people do, is judge based on man-made rules, judgments, social rules. A macho man, hey Mark, good morning. Men being a macho man, or women, have to be passive and quiet and don't lose your temper to be feminine. And the truth is we are all made up of energy, 100% energy. Our bones are energy that's so dense that works together to be a solid bone. But everything in the universe is energy. When we are sleeping, our stomach is digesting our food. Our brain is dreaming dreams. The energy never stops. And when our physical body dies one day, you don't die. You go to the next plane. Energy never ends. Okay, so this energy within you, if you tend to be more masculine, more feminine, no judgment. And this will help you understand your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, someone that you're dating much better, because we know we're wired different, right? And I'm going to spell out to you how we're wired different. So before you start thinking and an argument is brewing, I want you to keep these things in mind, and this is going to make you have a much more stress-free, clarified relationship. Okay? Now, some of this stuff was given to me from the divine. Some of this stuff was I found online from a lady named Sylvia Sallow. I want to give credit where credit is due. Okay? First, we're going to talk about the divine feminine. Okay, and I had an example of that this morning. I don't have a thing to wear. Men don't do that, right? They don't do that, but I did that. I went there and I'm throwing things out of my closet and all of that stuff. That's a divine feminine thing. Okay. One of the main differences between men and women, okay, and this is all going to be like a contrast between, I'm going to do the ladies first and then men, which is going to give you a great understanding to help make your life smoother, and that is my goal. Women are guided by what comes from their heart. A knowing in their heart is what they are guided by. Okay, so when you have a knowing in your heart, it's like it's not, it doesn't remain the same, because the heart changes. It's flowing, it's dynamic, which means it moves. It's like a river. Okay, and the heart doesn't follow structured rules. Okay, we go with the flow of the knowing that we have inside of us. And that can change. And I know that's really confusing to men of why did she change? First she said we're going to do this, then we should just... That's what it is. That's how women are wired. Know that, our energy is magnetic. So girls, don't go out there and chase guys. They're trained to come after you. Don't chase guys. They will find you. Guys, am I right? For women, strength comes from the soul, and we can see possibilities that are invisible to the structured masculine energy. We can see things, we can see possibilities that the divine masculine cannot, because they're wired different. So, men may say, where did she come up with that? What makes her think that's gonna, what? We can see different possibilities because we come from a place of knowing, our heart, okay? That's our compass, our heart. And lastly, women, do not suppress emotions. Unless you're in an abusive relationship where you feel like you need to keep your mouth shut, women usually don't suppress emotions, right? We tend to be more emotional than men are. Okay, so basically the thing is we are guided by our heart, which is a sense of knowing, and it's always changing. And that's why we seem fickle to you guys. That's why we change our mind. It's part of the feminine, the divinity of being, having feminine energy in you. Now, as a man, you may have some of these things because, see, it overlaps. We have both. Like I said, as a woman, maybe I'm 80% female and 20% masculine. We all have our own different balances. And the challenge is to find a partner who complements you, or at least is understanding of these concepts that I'm laying out. Okay, now we're going to go to the divine masculine. Okay? The masculine gifts. You have the gift of clarity. You're very clear in your mind. It's not wishy-washy or second and third thinking. You've got clarity, men. Next, you have a go out and get it mindset. I don't know if this is from past civilizations where men were the hunters and gatherers, but that's what men tend to do. Go out and get it. We need to do this. Okay, the women are thinking about, well, how should we do this? Well, the men just go out and get it. Okay, and that's a good thing. Men have a more stable energy in that they are more steady in what they want. Women are like, their energy is like a river that's flowing, and dynamic meaning always moving. Whereas men are more of a stable energy. Okay? This is what I think it should be, and this is it. Okay. Because of that, men tend to be more predictable, whereas the divine feminine tends to change her mind. Men have stronger willpower. The divine masculine can be more focused. And here's the big difference here. The divine masculine creates structures and rules so that it can apply logic. So if it's a project that's coming up, say we're going to add a room addition to the house. And so the male masculine energy, which is divine, sees the structure in his head, draws it out. So now we have rules. Now we have the logic that this is what we're going to do. And then it's the female energy that will come in and say, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we had a bay window? Or wouldn't it be nice if we had a little nook here where the sun comes in? And the men are like, I had a plan, let's stick to it, That's a big difference. Know that. Ladies, know that this is the way that men think. Divine masculine tends to be protective. Divine masculine tends to be direct. If others don't like it, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Okay? They're free to leave. Okay? So men The divine masculine comes from a place of knowledge. It's set, it's precise, they know what they want, and this is what I'm going to do. Okay? Very stable, forward. We're going to move forward, and this is what we're going to do step by step by step. The divine feminine comes from a place of knowing, which is the compass. You know, her heart is her compass. Men's compass is in here, their brain. They think things out, and that's it. Women, our compass is our heart. And the heart is like a river that's forever changing. So that can make men nuts. She's changing. Women can say, why is he being stubborn? Why is he, not listening to me? Why doesn't he understand where I'm coming from? We both sides feel misunderstood. And this is why right here, you might want to watch this video again so you can make notes on the feminine versus the masculine. But this is the reason why right here, this is how we are created. Okay, we are created differently so that when we come together as a couple, we complement each other. It would be great if the feminine was 90% feminine, 10% masculine, and the masculine was 10% feminine and 90% masculine. That doesn't always happen. But the more important thing is the understanding. Understanding. How many times do you walk away from your partner like, what the hell are they thinking? What? Where does that come from? We're talking about this. Now we're over here. How does that? We're wired different. Okay? That is something to respect. That is something to honor. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Because if we were both, say, divine masculine, we might butt heads on what is the solid, clear. You might have two different visions of clarity of what should be done, and you're going to butt heads. Okay, same thing with feminine. We're ruled from with our heart. Rivers straight, flow in all different directions. So today, what I want you to walk away with is knowing that we are energy that's constantly moving. We already know that we're wired different, but this lays out how we are wired differently. Okay? Learn it, respect it, and make room for it in your relationship. When you start dating somebody, understand that from the get-go, and I guarantee you it is going to eliminate a majority of your arguments. A lot of men say women are, I'll never figure out women. I'll never figure out men. Everyone has said that at some point in time in their life. Well, here it is. Here's the answer on how to figure them out, because this is where we all are coming from. Okay? So with that, I hope that brings you clarity in your life, in your relationships, current relationships, future relationships. It might help put to rest past relationships. That's why things are the way that they are. And if you have any questions on this, if there's anything I can do to help you, I say it every week. I am so here for you. I can help you in clarifying the things and help make your life better, your relationships better, the quality of love for you better, because that is what I want for you, my friends. Okay? I am sending you so much love today, and I will see you next Sunday. Okay? Take care.